Hello everyone, it's us again, the team behind the TV channel Days Drama Digest. We're thrilled to be back with another deep dive into the swirling world of daytime television, where passions run high, secrets simmer just below the surface, and the fates of our beloved characters and the actors who bring them to life hang in the balance, like a precarious plot twist. Today, we're turning our spotlight on one of the most enduring and iconic figures in soap opera history, the incomparable James Reynolds. Best known for his powerhouse portrayal of Abe Carver on the legendary series Days of Our Lives. For decades, Reynolds has been the heart and soul of Salem, embodying strength, integrity, and unyielding resilience in the face of endless drama. But now, whispers of change are echoing through the halls of daytime TV, and we're left wondering, could James Reynolds be on the verge of bidding farewell to Days of Our Lives to embark on a bold new adventure in the upcoming series Beyond the Gates? His recent interview has set tongues wagging, painting a picture of admiration and enthusiasm that feels almost like a harbinger of things to come. Join us as we unpack this tantalizing possibility in this in-depth exploration, dissecting every word, every nuance, and every implication for the future of one of daytime's greatest stars. Let's start by rewinding the tape a bit, shall we? To truly appreciate the gravity of this moment, we need to delve into the rich tapestry of James Reynolds' illustrious career. Born on August 10, 1946 in Oskaloosa, Kansas, Reynolds didn't initially set out to conquer the world of acting. His early life was marked by a sense of duty and service. He served in the United States Marine Corps during the Vietnam War era, an experience that undoubtedly shaped his disciplined approach to his craft. After his military service, Reynolds transitioned into journalism, working as a reporter and eventually finding his way into the performing arts. It was in the 1970s that he began to make waves in theater and television, appearing in guest roles on shows like The Jeffersons and MASH. But it was in 1981 that destiny called him to Salem, the fictional town at the center of Days of Our Lives, where he stepped into the role of Abe Carver, a role that would define his legacy. Abe Carver isn't just any character, he's a pillar of the community, a dedicated police commissioner whose life has been a roller coaster of triumphs and tragedies. From navigating complex family dynamics to facing down villains with steely resolve, Abe has been involved in some of the show's most gripping storylines. Remember the heart-wrenching arc where Abe was presumed dead after a shooting, only to return with amnesia? Or the emotional depths plumbed when he dealt with the loss of his son Theo's mother? Or his ongoing battles against corruption in Salem? James Reynolds has infused Abe with a quiet dignity and moral compass that resonates deeply with audiences, making him a symbol of perseverance amid chaos. Over the years, Reynolds has earned critical acclaim, including Daytime Emmy nominations and a NAACP Image Award, solidifying his status as a trailblazer in an industry that has often struggled with diversity. But now the winds of change are blowing fiercely. Enter Beyond the Gates, a groundbreaking new daytime drama that's already generating buzz for its fresh take on storytelling. Set against the backdrop of an affluent black family navigating the intricacies of high society, the show promises to explore themes of wealth, power, and identity in ways that daytime TV hasn't seen before. Produced by CBS Studios in collaboration with the NAACP, Beyond the Gates is poised to premiere in the near future, and it's drawing in talent that's eager to push boundaries. James Reynolds, in a recent interview that has sent shockwaves through the soap opera community, spoke glowingly about the series, igniting speculation that he might be considering a leap from the familiar shores of Salem to this uncharted territory. Let's dissect the interview, shall we? Reynolds' words weren't just casual praise. They carried the weight of profound insight and personal resonance. Like a dramatic monologue delivered in the dim light of a confessional scene, he began by addressing a glaring gap in media representation. We don't often see the black middle class. The movies or TV shows that address them usually just revolve around one aspect of their experience, and then move on to another. Oh, how true this rings. For far too long, portrayals of black life on screen have been confined to stereotypes, either tales of struggle in impoverished settings or fleeting glimpses of success that feel tokenized. Reynolds highlights how Beyond the Gates breaks this mold, weaving blackness into the very fabric of its characters' existence, regardless of their socioeconomic status. As you see in Beyond the Gates and as in many other works, your blackness is crucial to your existence no matter who you are, whether you're a billionaire or some other billionaire. But whatever your position on the economic scale, that's the essence of your existence in this country. Imagine that, a show where black characters aren't defined solely by their race as a plot device, but where it's an integral, enduring part of their identity, influencing every decision, every relationship, every triumph and setback. Reynolds describes this portrayal as very interesting and endearing, evoking images of multifaceted lives unfolding with authenticity and warmth. It's not just about drama for drama's sake. It's about humanizing experiences that have been overlooked, allowing viewers to see themselves reflected in the opulent homes and high-stakes boardrooms of the show's world. This isn't mere entertainment, it's a cultural statement, a bold declaration that Black stories deserve nuance, depth, and centrality. But Reynolds didn't stop there. He amplified the show's impact on the broader landscape of daytime television. I also feel it's brought attention back to daytime television and daytime series, he proclaimed, his voice carrying the conviction of a seasoned veteran who's witnessed the ebbs and flows of the industry. Daytime TV, once the undisputed queen of serialized storytelling, has faced challenges in recent years, declining viewership, budget cuts, and competition from streaming giants. Yet Beyond the Gates emerges as a beacon of revival, reminding us of the genre's power to sustain long-form narratives that build emotional investment over time. Reynolds praises the production team's prowess. They're very good at sustaining and promoting the show, and I think that's very important. The cast is fantastic. Picture this ensemble of talented performers, each bringing their A game to roles that demand vulnerability and vigor, all under the guidance of creators who understand the art of keeping audiences hooked week after week. This endorsement feels personal, almost prophetic. Is Reynolds hinting at his own desire to be part of this renaissance? The drama intensifies when we consider his long-standing commitment to Days of Our Lives. For decades, he's been a fixture, weathering contract renewals, storyline shifts, and the ever-present rumors of cast shakeups. DOOL fans know all too well the heartache of losing beloved actors. Think of the uproar when Alison Sweeney stepped away as Sammy Brady, or the void left by Christine Alfonso's departure as Hope Williams Brady. Could Reynolds be next? The thought sends shivers down the spine of any devoted viewer, as Abe Carver's presence is integral to the show's moral core. Without him, Salem would feel a profound absence, like a family missing its patriarch. Yet the allure of Beyond the Gates is undeniable. This isn't just another soap. It's a platform for exploring the Black middle class and all its complexitized joys of achievement, the burdens of expectation, the intersections of race and class in a society still grappling with inequality. Reynolds' comments underscore this. He speaks of Blackness as an inescapable reality, shaping lives from the penthouses of billionaires to the everyday struggles of the working class. In a country where systemic barriers persist, such representation isn't optional, it's essential. By joining Beyond the Gates, Reynolds could lend his gravitas to a narrative that amplifies these truths, potentially reaching new audiences and inspiring a new generation of storytellers. Now, let's pivot to the broader conversation Reynolds ignites about representation in television. He acknowledges the progress made, noting, "We see more people," as you sometimes hear complaints from people who are unhappy to see people of color. It's a pointed jab at the backlash that often accompanies diversity efforts, the grumblings from those resistant to change, who view inclusion as a threat rather than an enrichment. Reynolds uses the term people of color deliberately, advocating for elevated portrayals both on-screen and behind the scenes. Think about it, directors, writers, producers, the entire ecosystem must reflect the diversity it seeks to depict. Without that, stories risk feeling inauthentic, mere approximations rather than lived truths. But amid this optimism, Reynolds doesn't shy away from the shadows looming over our society. Now, we have to look at what I regret is the blatant racism that is happening throughout this country. He laments, his words heavy with the weight of current events. From divisive politics to everyday microaggressions, racism remains a pernicious force, eroding progress and demanding vigilance. In this context, representation becomes a weapon, a means to humanize, to educate, to foster empathy. We absolutely need representation for everyone. But people of color must continue to be represented for their hard work and perseverance. Reynolds insists, media, as the mirror of society, holds immense power. It's what people see, what shapes perceptions, what can either perpetuate stereotypes or dismantle them. Reynolds' hope is palpable, so media presence is the best way to achieve that, because that's what people see. And I'm glad that media companies seem to be maintaining that in many ways. And I hope that will continue. It's a call to action, urging networks to sustain their commitments, to invest in diverse voices, to ensure that shows like Beyond the Gates aren't anomalies but the norm. In an era where streaming services dominate, daytime TV's role in this mission is crucial, offering accessible, ongoing narratives that build community and conversation. So, does this interview foreshadow James Reynolds' future in Days of Our Lives? The suspense is killing us. On one hand, his praise for Beyond the Gates could be just that genuine admiration from a colleague cheering on innovation. After all, Reynolds has been loyal to DOOL, renewing his contract multiple times and expressing gratitude for the role. That's made him a household name. Fans recall his 2018 departure scare when contract negotiations stalled, only for him to return triumphantly, Perhaps this is simply Reynolds using his platform to spotlight a worthy project, without any intention of leaving Salem behind. On the other hand, the timing is intriguing. Beyond the Gates is ramping up production, casting calls are underway, and the show needs seasoned talent to anchor its ensemble. Reynolds, with his decades of experience and commanding presence, would be a perfect fit perhaps as a patriarch figure, echoing elements of Abe but in a fresh context. His comments on Black representation align seamlessly with the show's ethos, suggesting a philosophical synergy that could draw him in. Imagine the dramatic fallout, Abe's storyline wrapping up in a blaze of glory, paving the way for Reynolds to step into a new role that challenges him artistically and culturally. The implications ripple outward. For Days of Our Lives, losing Reynolds would be a seismic shift. Abe's relationships with Lexi, though she's gone, with Theo, with Paulina form the emotional backbone of many plots. His absence could force writers to recalibrate, perhaps introducing new characters or escalating existing conflicts. Fans with more and petitions might circulate, and social media would erupt in a storm of hashtags like Saviab or Reynolds Forever. Conversely, for Beyond the Gates, snagging Reynolds would be a coup, instantly elevating its profile and drawing dual crossovers. It could signal a new era for daytime TV where talent migrates between shows, fostering innovation and diversity. Reynolds himself might find rejuvenation in tackling themes close to his heart, contributing to a legacy that extends beyond one character. As we ponder this, let's consider the historical context of actor transitions in soaps. Icons like Susan Lucci stayed with All My Children for its entire run, while others like Eric Brennan have been synonymous with the young and the restless. Yet, departures happen. Think of Eileen Davidson jumping between DOOL and Y&R, or Tamara Braun's multi-show journey. Reynolds could follow suit, perhaps even guest starring or maintaining ties to DOOL while exploring new horizons. Moreover, this speculation ties into larger industry trends. Daytime soaps have dwindled from a dozen to a handful, with cancellations like Guiding Light and As the World Turns leaving voids. Survivors like DOOL must evolve, incorporating diverse storylines to stay relevant. Beyond the Gates represents the evolution, focusing on underrepresented demographics and potentially attracting viewers who felt excluded. Reynolds' interview also sparks reflection on his personal journey. As a Black actor in a predominantly white industry, he's navigated barriers with grace. Early in his career, roles were limited. His breakthrough in DOOL marked a milestone, making Abe one of the longest-running Black characters in soap history. His advocacy for representation isn't new, with spoken at events, supported initiatives, and used his visibility to push for change. Dramatically, envision the scene: Reynolds in a quiet moment post-interview, gazing at scripts from both shows, weighing loyalty against opportunity. The camera pans out as tension builds, mirroring the cliffhangers he's delivered for years. In expanding on these points, we see the human element. Representation isn't abstract, it's about visibility leading to empathy, opportunity, and justice. Reynolds' words remind us that media shapes reality, portraying Black middle-class lives authentically counters narratives of deficiency, showcasing resilience and success. As for progress, yes, we've come far. Shows like Empire, Blackish, and now Beyond the Gates build on pioneers like The Cosby Show. But complaints persist, often rooted in discomfort with change. Reynolds counters this by emphasizing perseverance. People of color have earned their place through hard work, and media must reflect that. Amid blatant racism evident in policies, incidents, and rhetoric, representation is resistance. It's a lifeline, affirming worth and inspiring futures. Media companies' role is pivotal. By sustaining diversity, they foster inclusivity. Reynolds' hope is ours too that this continues evolving. Back to the question, does this foreshadow Reynolds' dual exit? Only time will tell. Perhaps he's content in Salem, or maybe Beyond the Gates calls irresistibly. For now, we speculate, analyze, and celebrate his contributions. James Reynolds isn't just an actor, he's a force shaping daytime TV's soul. What do you think, viewers? Will he stay or go? Share in the comments. Until next time, stay tuned for more drama from Days Drama Digest.